Hey YouTube, welcome back to NXTCG, and this weekend has been the release weekend of Dragon Ball Super Fusion World, and man, it has been a great time. But one of the things that has been happening, which most of you guys know, are the celebration events, where you get a chance to get these luscious energy marker packs, as well as these championship gold foil promos. And yeah, as many of you guys may have seen on my social media, I actually happened to go to 2 celebrations on Saturday, and I won both of them. So we have these dual sets of gold foil Goku and Vegetas, and I would like to show you guys the list that I went 8-0 with this Saturday. So with that being said, I'm going to set the like goal up for, 100, and if you want to give some free help to the channel, go ahead and check out my Dragon Ball channel in the description for other things Dragon Ball, and just maybe show the video some love, some likes, some views. And with that, let's hop into the deck profile. Okay, so awesome gold foil cards aside, let's actually just move those here. We are going to talk about the leader. So we definitely played the Gohan, Son Gohan childhood leader. You guys should know me from my Dragon Ball days if you aren't new to the channel. I love Gohan, he's my favorite character. I'm literally wearing a Gohan B shirt right now. And yeah, so essentially what you guys need to know, most people should be familiar with this. When you attack, you draw 1 card. When you're at 4 or less life, you awaken. So flipping this guy over, he has the when attacking, draw 1 card, and then activate battle once per turn, place up to one of your energy, place one of your energy into the drop, this card gains plus 15k power. This is both offensive and defensive, allowing you to make pushes as well as guard yourself in a tight pinch. So yeah, these are pretty much it's just a really cool. I just love this leader. I love the leader, I love the aesthetic. So we're gonna go into my deck list, and then we'll talk about some of the things that might be a little different than some of the lists you see. First, we have 4 just Gohan searchers. This guy is going to be able to search a lot of your early to mid game. Most important targets being things like destructive strength, Vegeta, the 4-cost SR, and Goku 5-cost rare. So essentially he's just going to be able to search your early game ramp and occasionally a card that destroys like Gohan. I do enjoy playing this card. On 2, if you haven't seen your destructive strengths yet, this is an excellent card just to play out for 2. She's going to draw you a card, and then she's going to discard a card, and then if she stays on the board until you have 6 energy, which sometimes it does happen, especially depending on the matchup, you'll be able to swing her and she'll be able to draw a card. Also, when you're looking for things late in the game and you have the extra energy to spare, you can tap 2 to play her, draw a card, discard a card you don't need, then swing with her, and then draw another card, essentially seeing 4 cards deeper in your deck between your draw for turn, your leader swing, your android draw and pitch, and then your android swing. So very, very, very good card. I think she is very, very underrated. Then I have my Self Awakeners, and this is more so for the fact that I might see it and need to use it. If somebody wants to try to stall me, which they shouldn't do for a grain deck, I will be using Android 17 to awaken myself. But the other cool thing is that when you play this, you can take up to 1 life and you get to play an Android 18 that costs 3 or less from your trash. So in a lot of cases, if I do have to awaken myself with this, I'm playing Android 17 and I'm bringing back Android 18 that I've pitched to my trash that's gotten destroyed, and then she's going to draw me a card and then discard a card, and then I have 2 20k swings. Also late in the game, when you need to go a little bit wide, when you need to come up with some extra pressure, you can just play him for 4, bring her back, do the same thing, except at that late in the game, you're probably going to be able to get the other swings from 18, so that's pretty good. Next, one of the other most important cards in the deck, this is 4 Vegeta SRs. This card is snapped. Basically, you are going to end up playing him, going up in energy. You have to have something that's 3 or more costing in your trash to be able to go. So if you've already played Destructive Strength, that's a target right there. But you're also going to be able to discard a card and destroy a 2-drop. And there's a lot of good valuable 2-drops in this game currently. The Android 18 or the Hit SR. There's just a lot of good 2-drops. Most of Yellow's cards that come in the board until 4 costs are 2-drops. So realistically, very good range of cards that he can hit. And he's also going to ramp you. And he's a 10k in hand. This card is just statted all around to be amazing. The next one I have is the Gohan, and this is just a 5-cost that comes into play and he blows up a 4-cost. This card is God, it's heavenly versus yellow decks. Yellow decks don't have a singular card that they can play outside of Golden Frieza that actually can't be popped by this card, and then in a lot of situations you can pop a card that's untapped and then swing in another card, or just pop a card and swing on the weaker one. So he's a very good 30k baseline card. He's also a sand, you know, he's a sand slash earthling, so he can be picked up with this one, and there's just a lot of good things about him. Next, you have one of the best cards in the deck. This is the 5-drop Goku. Every time when he's played, or when you place the card from your energy into your trash, you're gonna be able to flip the top card of your life over into your, top card of your deck over into your energy. So when you play him, you go up 1, but then he allows your leader to successfully hit their ability to go up 15k by using by not losing energy. If he's on the field, you can activate that, popping an energy and then cycling it from the top of your deck, allowing you to get, like I said, those defensive plays out. So it's pretty cool. Also, multiple times in these events, I've had to have a time where I need to out ramp my green mirror opponent, so I've played a second one, because a cool interaction here, if you guys saw my beta video where I did this, if you have 2 of these guys on the field and you use an effect that trashes an energy, you're going to gain 2 energy back. 1 from 1, 1 from 1. So like I was actually playing the mirror and I was behind in advantage, and so I needed to start being able to spit out 2 cards, 2 6k or 2 6 drops in one turn. So I played the second one, went up in energy, then I swung with my Gohan, activated his leader ability, trash energy to gain 2 energy, going up 1. Then on his turn, he swung on one of my Gokus that attacked, because I started going full aggro. And even though it wasn't the Gohan that was being attacked, I activated my leader ability to trash energy to put 2 more. So across those turns, I charged, going up 1 energy. I hit the Goku, going up another energy. I used my leader effect going up another energy, and I used my leader effect on his turn going up another energy. So I went +4 on energy in order to be able to play 2 6-drops at a time the following turn, and that got me back into the game. So very much so cool. Definitely love those plays. Very, very good card. Now you have Turles. Turles is a card that most people should know from the Star Deck battles, but Turles often is charge or fodder or discard, because he's just not as good as these 2 cards here. However, I will say this card needs to stay on the board in order to get its best worth. So against decks like Beerus, and honestly Red in general, where this card gets wiped off the board almost the moment it's played, I do appreciate the ability to use Turles as a card that comes in, gets your ramp, it comes in untapped, so you can maybe stop some pressure with some cards, and then you swing and you attack and you get the critical, they push cards out of hand, or you just deny them some advantage. So I do think that's very, very good. Next, what we have here is next card on the docket. This is the MVP for my weekend. This is Android 16. I love him, love him, love him. He is a 6-cost, 10k combo, 15k stat line body, and he straight up says blocker. When he's KO'd, you get to bring back the 6-drop Gohan from your trash and your drop. And just to let you guys know, the 6-drop Gohan is a card that straight up just says when he's played, add the top card of your deck to your life. So here's an interesting pretty much proposition. In these mirrors, you have a lot of times where you are trading big heavy bodies, and in the case of cards like Broly, where he comes down and he pops your opponent's best card, and then he's able to swing twice with this giant 45k body, when you have an Android 16 on the board, it puts your opponent in a weird position where they have to swing knowing that at any time you can block and play a 35k and you draw. So a lot of the times, if you have 16 on the board plus a threat like your own Broly, they have to pop the Broly. They have to pop the 6-cost androids, because that's the most threatening card on your board. But when they swing with Broly, they also are going to give you a life and then a 35k swinger to attack them back next, and that's not a small number. You have to burn an energy just to be able to reach this neutral, and then you have to go on top of it. And if they don't have the Goku on board and you're struggling as a green mirror, you won't be able to drop that energy without feeling some type of way. So this is a very, very, very good combo, and it just leads to a lot of good interactions. Like I said, that turn where I had to ramp my butt off, I ended up playing 2 16s against my opponent and staring at him, because at that point I was able to block his swings, get 2 life, get 2 Gohan, and then play my own Broly to stop his Broly, and then start pushing him with 35, 35, 35 from my leader, followed by 45, 45 for Broly for some massive pushes, and I gained the advantage back and took the game. Next, 2 Android 17 and 18. These guys are your double strikers. I think every deck should run probably 2 double strikers at the minimum, because sometimes you just have the ability to swing at 2 life and close out game. This also happens to be able to destroy 2, 3 or less costs, so you destroy lots of blockers or spare combo power, but then you go on for the game. Very, very good. Nothing really much to say about this card. 6k, 40k double striker that destroys things. 4 Yamcha super combos. Nothing really to say about that. Defensive super combos are pretty pog. But yeah, you just be playing it for that. And then I opt to play 1 SER. A lot of people are playing 2, and honestly, I hated seeing this at 2. And yeah, I did flip it once in the second celebrations, and that sucked. I flipped it off of this card, and then I've also had to charge it a couple times in matches where it's not that good, like the red or the green mirror, outside of friend situations. But this card single-handedly solos yellow. It does good work against blue if their board gets out of control. It definitely punishes red, and so at the end of the day, I think it's worth having 1. I'm still not sure if it's worth having 2. I took it down from 2 to 1 today, and it worked out fine. I never like feel like bad for not having it. I feel bad when I flipped it, but it is what it is. Then I do end up having this, the 3 Burleys. I think 4 can really clog your hand. You gotta be careful about the 0 cost. There's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 0 costs in this deck. But Broly is just the king of green. Comes down, draws a card, pops a card, no matter what the cost is, and then he's able just to keep on moving. He's a house, and I don't think this card could just be understated at all. Like, he's just really just one of the best cards that exists in this deck. He's the reason why you want to ramp in the first place, and he applies mad pressure. Like I said though, when you start getting to the point where you can play Broly's, you guys start trading Broly's. If you play the first Broly, you need to make sure that you have the second Broly, because you don't want to be caught just being trailing behind your opponent's Broly. But like I said, if you play the Android 16 going into your opponent's Broly turn, they have to give you that life. And then the whole thing about that exchange is that they pop something, they swing, you block it, you gain a life. If they decide to swing at your life again, you had a net positive. Broly hit the board, you didn't lose any life. You actually drew a card and added another body to your field. So very good. And mana or energy is just not built to the point where you can remove this guy after he comes out, after you've already played your Broly. But yeah, so this changes the dynamic of your Broly to Broly matchups and really starts giving you the kickback. Past that, you got 4 destructive strengths. This is just your ramp card. It just really is. You tap 3, you pay some, or you play something into that. And then last but not least, well, second last but not least, you got Gigantic Meteor, best counter card in the game, or best activate battle card in the game, I think. You go up 15k, and if you have 6 or more energy, you go up another 15k, making a 25k swing, making your leader go up to 35k, or if you've activated his effect for the turn, you'll be able to go up to 50k total, and that's just, or 60k total, and that's insane with a giant meteor. Then last but not least, you got brother-sister combination. This is what I actually took out the second SCR for, and I'm not mad about it. I'm just not. I think that a lot of the times, some of the matchups, I just needed 1 additional defensive card, 1 card to be able to not immediately get waxed the moment stuff happens. An extra giant meteor, so to speak, in certain cases. It's just on your opponent's turn, you tap 1, you go up by 20k, but I think it's really nice. Now, the things I'm going to say about this deck, I don't know what I would change if I play it in today's celebrations. I don't know. Effectively, when it comes to boss cards, I think, yes, sometimes I charged a Broly or I flipped a Broly and it sucks and I only have 2 Brolys in decks, but I don't want to open up multiple Brolys. Opening up 2 Brolys in the opening hand is an auto mulligan, and if it's after a mulligan, you might have lost because you just don't have the ramp to get there fast enough. I really loved this little Android package here. It was amazing. I don't think I would change that for anything. Maybe I could go down 117, but it was just very nice to be able to have that if I was being stalled, which, again, you don't want to stall green. As more and more people realize that, maybe this goes down by 1 for a spot. I did like having the brother-sister combination, and then I did like having the 1 SCR. This was MVP. I faced 1, 2, 3. I faced 3 mirror matches, 3 or 4 mirror matches, 3 mirror matches, I think. Yeah, I faced 3 mirror matches, and this was the MVP. This one, and even against my blue matchups, this also just went off. In the first celebrations, 16 in the Sun Gohan combination literally won me all 4 of my games. It just carried the blue and the green matchup towards the end game. It was just so goated. And then in the second one, you know, I faced red twice, so I couldn't really rely on it. And then Frieza is just kind of an easy matchup in general. And then in my Broly matchup, it did again cause a stopgap that allowed me to like really overcome his advantage. So yeah, In terms of matchups, I would say that yellow is probably your freest. Yellow mid-range, because they don't really do enough. They're kind of slow, and you just ramp, and your end game is infinitely better than their end game. What else is really good? I think green, you still have to be very smart about it. Green is not an easy matchup to go in the mirror. There's a lot of interactions that you have to be careful about, and you both can high roll each other depending on how much removal you guys, or sorry, ramp you guys get. But this, like I said, this really does change the dynamic. Having your opponent not being able to just clear your field, you not losing life to Broly, and then you being able to keep a 35k on board, which you can attempt to attack the Broly if you have Gigantic Meteor and their hands like low or they're tapped out, or you can just pressure the life if it's that part of the game. Very, very, very nice. So very, very good core here. Beerus can be a little weird, but I find that against Beerus, protecting yourself, dropping your 10Ks, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you want to hold on to a super combo. I don't care if you want to hold on to more than one Vegeta or this. Let these go, okay? Let a super combo go early, okay? If you have multiple Vegetas, let one go. Deny their critical damage early on so that you can make it to 6 energy, because once you make it to 6 energy, everything you're doing that is pretty much more important than anything they're doing. So you just need to hold out from that. The blue matchup is fairly easy. You can get caught lacking with some of their mid-game aggression, but once again, once you get to 6 energy, you guys are playing a different game. Now, the one matchup that I abhor, I do not like this matchup, is any matchup with the Ginyu package. The Ginyu package can swing on this leader so many times that by the time you're able to stabilize on your energy, you're about to die. There's no saving yourself by playing a 6-drop android on turn 6, destroy 2 of their bodies, swing on a body, swing on a body, when you have 2 life and they have a grip of 4 to 5 cards that will translate into a board of 3 to 4 cards, and the leader will swing on you, plus a discard that's going to allow that one of those cards to swing twice. It's just not worth, like, that matchup is rough. If you have a Ginyu / Cooler / Frieza, if you have any locals or any celebrations that you know the Ginyu package is going to be rampant in, you might as well just play Broly instead of Gohan, because it is rough. You can mitigate some of the things by not swinging them, forcing them to have more self-awakeners, giving yourself an extra turn, but when they go off, and it really, really, really hurts. So with that being said, this is kind of my list. I want you guys to let me know what you guys think in the comments. Only matchup I don't like seeing are Ginyu Force package matches. I love the mirror mainly because of this, and I feel very comfortable in it. Red seems to be fun. Blue seems to be fun to play against. Red can give you some weird points, bring you some more points. And then just to let you guys know my tournament record, at Curio Cavern, I faced Vegeta in round 1. I faced Gohan in round 2 and round 3, the mirrors, and then I faced Vegeta in the finals. Notable moments, like I said, this really came into play every game, but in game 2, while I did win in time due to life total, it was also because the last turn of the game, I blocked with 2 of these, got 2 of these back, went up to life, and I was at 5 life. Now, we don't know how the turn would have gone out, because I only had like 2 cards in hand. He had 3 cards in hand, but I had 2 35Ks in my 35K, and like I drew like a android or something. So that was going to be, we don't know how that turned out. But the fact of the matter is, without this combination, I would have probably been dead, because I couldn't block 2 and I wouldn't have revived 2. So savior right there. And then in the next one, realistically, I had a really good matchup with Beerus at the end from an old Masters buddy, and it was really, really fun to play out. So I had a really great time there. He put the pressure on. I did do that strategy I just told you about, where I guarded early. I just wanted to focus on getting out to 6 energy and above, and I started trying to pick at his board. He was dwindling hand to keep his board, so when the androids finally came down, they blew up stuff, swung on something, killed it, and I was able to stabilize. There was like a hairy turn after he swung with a Goku SR to drop me down from 5 to 3, but I awakened and kind of rode it out, stabilized, got to my Broly turn, and it just happened from there. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I will be happy to answer each and every one. I hope you guys got a nice little place to start off with your Gohan list. And I also just want to say I don't play the 1-drop Gokus that draw, because I feel like green is oversaturated with good cards. And instead of just playing a card that draws me a new card, I would rather just draw a good card. So I don't know what I would take out. to play, because I think most people would just be like, oh, take out 3 androids, 16s, and a 17, and then you can play your 4 drop Gokus. And I'm just like, I like this card. I like this card, bringing out this card for 2 bodies. I love this interaction, so I just don't know what I would change. Let me know what you guys would change. Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna go over to the Patreon appreciation page, and we are really gonna start cranking it out with the Dragon Ball Super content, both on the channel as well as on the Patreon. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys are killing it at your celebrations. I'm going to be going to 1 more today and 1 more tomorrow, and I'm going to hopefully see how that works out. So stay tuned. Thank you guys. Later. All right, we are back with the Patreon appreciation splash page. It's been a little slow because there's been a lot of stuff happening. I'm going to try to start diving headfirst back into One Piece OP06 content on here, as well as the Dragon Ball Super Fusion World. We just got over release weekend, and we have about a couple of weeks until we get to OP06 case-breaking territory. So thank you guys for sticking here, staying strong. I will be right back on these articles soon. We're gonna be doing lots of in-depth breakdowns, as well as the Ultra Deck starter giveaway, as well as some Dragon Ball Super Fusion World giveaways. So stay tuned for that. Last but not least, I want to give a vocal shout out for the Realm of Extras, the highest of the high on this Patreon. You got the Burar, the Brycear, the Big Daddy Flapjack. Thank you guys for giving me the extra support needed to help this channel go round. Thanks, and you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.